Week 9 of PTA 176 Community Pharmacy. It is September 3rd, 2025 at 6:54 p.m. The class does begin at 7 p.m. Some reminders of that this is the ninth week of the course, and labs and the videos all need to be done and submitted prior to next week, so that they can get graded in a timely manner. There are some missing videos, and then, of course, there is some labs and videos together missing. So please make sure you pay attention to those. Also, this recording is always available to you the next morning. I will have it posted for you, and you can always review the content that we share. Week 9, we have the discussion, which we are talking about this week's paper of point of care testing and the CLIA waivers. And that is what we will be discussing tonight. You'll also have time to work on that. Remember, this is a paper that should be at least 2 pages in length and have at least 2 APA references cited within it. And you should be answering the questions fully in that assignment. It is 6:55 p.m. We have 5 minutes until class time. One thing I also wanted to share with you guys, it has been an absolute pleasure working with you for the last 9 weeks. Next week is going to go really quickly. We're going to have a discussion forum for week 10 as well as the final exam. I am still getting clarification, but I do not believe that there will be a class next week. So this will be our last one. It is 6:56, 4 more minutes until class begins, waiting for students to arrive. If you need help with the remaining labs that you need to have done, you can always contact me at my email address or through the Canvas messaging as well to set up a day and time that works well with you, and we can work together to get those accomplished. You just need to be proactive and reach out to me to set up that time. I will make sure that I am available for you when you are available. And it is 6:57. And we are approaching 7 o'clock. I will wait a couple more minutes to see if anybody shows up. Otherwise, I will just start going through the presentation. Tonight, I am sharing a presentation that I created myself on the point of care testing CLIA waivers. Before I do begin, though, I do want to state clearly that if you have any labs that are not graded, you might be missing a video or you have not submitted the lab and video itself. Good evening, Jasmine.
Hi.
And I do apologize. I didn't see the video. I looked and I didn't see it, and then I saw it, and I'm like, oh boy, she did.
That's the only way I could get you to see
Yeah,
the
for
actual.
repackaging, that was the only way you could. So
Yeah.
awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, you are done with all your labs, as well as Miss Andrea is also done with your labs. So that is an awesome thing. Just for a point of reminder for everyone else, though, if they are missing any grades, it's because a video isn't been submitted or a lab and a video haven't been submitted. So hopefully everyone catches up, which it would be awesome. I'm having a really fun time with you guys. Um, just a little reminder, next week is week 10. We have yay, um, only a discussion, and it's like a reflection on the last 10 weeks. So it's a really simple, question that you would need to respond to, as well as responding to either my question or another student's post. And then you'll have your final exam. I don't believe we have a class. Now, I'm going to try to get clarification, but I'm going to assume we don't because really there is nothing to talk about, right? Because you have to do your final exam by yourself. But if you can see, our assignment for this week is on the point of care testing and the CLIA waivers in the pharmacy. And this was a paper you're supposed to write by answering those questions within that assignment fully. It should be 2 pages in length, and it should have at least 2 references in APA format. So that is just something that I wanted to clarify because grading on the rubric is going to be a little difficult if you have not done that. So this is a presentation that I created myself today due to the fact that there was no presentation created through the publishers of the textbook. So this is from my knowledge as well as the sources that I have cited. So the second page here is just an overview of the point of care testing. And we know that pharmacy technicians are an essential part of the healthcare team. We don't only provide support to our patients and the pharmacists, we also are supporting the provider's office because we're ensuring that the medications are dispensed safely and accurately. So in recent years, have been asked to step up and become more involved in point of care testing services, which are diagnostic tests that can be performed at the point of care rather than being sent to a laboratory for analysis. Now you're going to see a lot of them going to be um, checking the blood sugar. Maybe it's a rapid strep throat test or something in that area. Blood pressure also. Maybe it's cholesterol testing. So we participate in these services by playing a vital role in improving patient outcomes and enhancing the efficiency of the healthcare delivery. This is from one of the approved uh, training programs that the pharmacy technician program provides for their certification on this. So that's why you see it in this blog post. We're going to explore these important parts of this along with the CLIA waived testing services to include their benefits to the patients, healthcare providers, and pharmacy technicians themselves. All right. So here we see the diagnostic testing completed at or near the time and place of patient care is an example where the roles of the pharmacist and the pharmacy tech are expanding beyond medication dispensing. In a pharmacy POCT, you would typically have the patient provide a blood sample, often from a finger prick, and a pharmacist or a tech operates a portable analyzer that provides laboratory caliber test quickly. Examples of these are commonly used for blood glucose, hemoglobin A1C, and that's for patients with diabetes, cholesterol profiles for patients with high cholesterol, and coagulation measurements for patients that are increased for risks for blood clots. One of the main benefits of this is the timeliness of the test results, so they don't wait too long. It's a matter of usually a minute or so. It doesn't take long for some of these to come back. The strep throat might take a little longer. For example, a hemoglobin A1C measurement can be obtained within minutes utilizing a point of care analyzer. The same measurement may take hours to be returned if they were to be sent to a laboratory, which of course then you're talking about, well, if that is a high A1C and it needs to be lowered, not obviously can't lower it really quickly, but treatment is delayed. So this enables our healthcare providers to make rapid treatment decisions. They can also be convenient for patients who can complete blood work and receive care based on the results at the same visit. So you're going to see that sometimes in the doctor's office, you might see it in an outpatient clinic, you might see it in the pharmacy, community retail, or hospital. Okay. This is different from the glucose and cholesterol screening um, because they are the tool that uses to assess a patient's blood sugar and cholesterol. The screening is not meant to be diagnostic. So if it's a screening test, it's not diagnostic because the POCT is considered to be diagnostic and can be used to influence decisions. So um, a lot of people think that, oh, I'm having a glucose screening or a cholesterol screening. That is not used to um, provide a diagnosis treatment for the patient. So that needs to be patients need to be educated on that because they think that it's all in the same. Um, it does require a little bit more oversight, the POCT, and most sites that do perform it must receive a waiver from the Centers of Medicare and Medicaid Services. They oversee all of this. You're going to find that most likely, like CVS Health has a minute clinic. I believe it's how they call it. Walgreens has their own kind of clinic that's attached. You might be able to go in there to get one of these, or sometimes it's a drug testing, sometimes it's just you know routine care that can be done. So pharmacists, and the techs who perform the POCT have additional Occupational Safety and Health Administration, otherwise known as OSHA, training requirements. They need to go on and do an OSHA bloodborne pathogen training standard. That is one of the examples. Also, BLS, which is basic life support, and CPR are two other requirements within this area that most pharmacies will require you to have. And that is because if something should go wrong, and hopefully never does for in this instance when you're working, you need to be able to know how to respond appropriately before emergency personnel arrive. Okay. The CLIA. It stands for Clinical Laboratory Improvement Amendments, which are regulations enforced by the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, which is CMS. They establish quality standards for laboratory testing. That is any laboratory. I mean, it could be in a hospital, it could be in a clinic, physician office, or other healthcare settings like a pharmacy. It might, it could be in a laboratory as well. They are going to overview it. The CLIA wave tests are simple laboratory tests that have been deemed to be of low complexity and low risk by the CMS. So something that might be a little bit more time consuming or have a little bit more higher or medium complexity, as in it takes a little bit more education skills and so forth, will not be allowed to be done because they do monitor that. These tests can be performed by personnel who have minimal training and do not require specialized laboratory equipment. Examples of these kind of tests include urine pregnancy tests, blood glucose test, and rapid strep test. CLIA wave tests are an essential component of POC testing services as they can be performed quickly and easily um, in a in that setting. Uh, the benefits, it improves the patient outcomes and enhances the efficiency of the healthcare delivery. POC testing can provide results quickly, allowing healthcare providers to make immediate treatment decisions. And it can also be more convenient for the patient because they can have it done at the same time that they're there. They don't have to make an appointment at a laboratory or go show up to a laboratory and wait maybe an hour or so before they can be pulled back. That was one thing I always hated when I had to go get additional testing is I had to go to a laboratory, and then I would sit in the waiting room for half an hour, 45 minutes before they could call me back because they had other patients. And then, of course, another benefit of this testing is it's less expensive. So we're always trying to curb any healthcare costs. They rise quickly. And if we can do something that is less money and quicker for the patient, we're going to do that and still can keep the quality of that. These are some benefits for a pharmacy and the personnel there. So that might be the pharmacy tech, pharmacist, um, which is improved patient care. We're enhancing our pharmacy operations. We're increasing revenue. We're expanding our COPA practice, improved patient access, and we're collaborating care with the provider's office because we can send that information over to the provider. So if somebody came in and they had a rapid strep throat and it was positive, we could communicate that over to the doctor's office and say, the rapid strep test shows a positive response. What, you know, what treatment would you like? And the doctor would say, I'll prescribe an antibiotic. We can take that verbally and get that filled for the patient, and then they can be on their way. And that would obviously um, take some time, a little bit of time, but it doesn't take as long. The increased revenue is an area that you can also get certified in. It's a billing and reimbursement certificate. I did not pull that information off the site tonight because we're really not talking about that, but that is also another certificate that you can receive once you become a certified pharmacy technician through the PTCB. You can get 4 additional certificates. Apply for the advanced designation at the end of your CPHT lettering and be recognized as one. Just making sure settings, we find these are done within the community retail pharmacy, hospital pharmacies, outpatient clinics, and urgent care clinics. Urgent care clinics are the ones I see that more often than not because people are going in there because they're, not feeling the best. And we are trying to avoid the emergency room. So there is further education along with that national certification, and this is what I was talking about. I wanted to try to give you some of that information this week. The PTCB, which is known as the Pharmacy Technician Certification Board, has a certificate that is available if you take one of their approved training programs, and on the next slide it will show that for the point of care testing. This certification can be one of four needed to become a CPHT-ADV designation once you are certified as a pharmacy technician. You do have to sit for that exam first before this comes into play. Here are the four ones that they have, and they're all online distance learning programs. I love this one here. This is my favorite one I go to. Free CE PharmCon. It is relatively, I mean, I'm not going to say cheap. It's about the last time I went through them, it was $79 for the program. It's at your own pace. And there are not only like a video you're listening to and questions, throughout, but you'll also have like a little like test at the end of each module. And then you'll go on to the next one. Once you have that certificate that you have successfully passed the program, you can then schedule your if you get all four of them, all four certificates. And I can pull that up too, so I can show you there are different designations that you are able to I'm pulling it up right now. So here's where I get to go to ptcb.org and I click on Earn Credentials, go to Advanced Certified Pharmacy Technician, and it's going to provide you, why aren't they showing me the list of it? This is for you to apply once you have the four things. But, okay, let's see where we have to go here. I'm going to log into my account really quick here. Just so you know that my account looks a little different for the fact that I'm actually waiting on a test result to be uploaded. I'm hoping it actually will, and just please disregard that. You can take certified compounding sterile preparation technician course, and if it's approved by them, you can then apply to take their exam. Then this is the exam that I did take. I'm waiting on half of my result. But here's the billing and reimbursement certificate. It's controlled substances diversion, hazardous drug management certificate, um, immunization administration certificate, medication history certificate, medication therapy management certificate, a non-sterile compounding one, and here is the point of care testing one, and then regulatory compliance. So there is many to choose from: supply chain and inventory management and technician product verification. So there are many different certificates that you can choose from. If you were to choose that certified sterile compounding one, then you would only need 3 more. That is considered to be in lieu of one of them, although it has its own designation as letters that you can put after your name. So you have those. Once you take that program, you get a certificate, you upload it into your application. You pay, I think it's $89 to sit for the exam through the Pharmacy Technician Certification Board. So in reality, you're spending about $178, $180 for it, which is, I consider that reasonable, but I know that not everybody has the same viewpoint as I do. And the certification exam outline for this one. 16% of the exam is going to have a question on safety and precautions, because we always want to be safe and take the precautions that we need to. 34% on the diseases and specimens. So are we talking about a diabetes test? Are we talking about cholesterol? Or maybe it's somebody who has a clotting disorder. What types of CLIA wave tests are we talking about? That's going to be 30%. It's going to go over all that information as well. And then the test results, quality control, and recording of that test result information is 20%. And like I said, you can do further research on the website, and I do have it right there as well. And the last one is where I got my information from. And I did forget to put my in-text citations in for this. So the very first part of this PowerPoint, it came directly from the textbook that we have. And then these are the two other sites that I use. So the point of care testing, this is the credentials information and the certificate from the PTCB. And then this is the free CE team that had that blog. And that's where you see the blog. I typically do not recommend using blogs as a reference, but due to the fact that this is an approved program through the PTCB, that's where it comes in as a valid reference for this. I will send this out to you. This is pretty, short and sweet. So, like I said, that paper is at least 2 pages in length. It is a paper, so you should be writing out um, a distinct amount of like content. You're not just saying, not just answering it in like a short blurb. It should be written in the paper content. So 2 pages, APA format. Labs, if you're not done with them, do need to be done. The videos need to be turned in I'm hoping by the beginning of next week. I really would rather you focus on um, the last discussion, which is a reflection in week 10, and the final exam. I am going to just, if you do not see a reminder of class for week 10, just assume that there is none, because I'm still waiting on clarification on that. Any questions, concerns, clarifications? You guys are too quiet. Um, I can send this out to you as well, for this information if you'd like. It does, like I said, it is going to provide you some information that is a little bit more, um, and it gives you that uh, certification exam outline and so forth. I'm going to tell you that the certification exams that the PTCB has for becoming a certified pharmacy technician. I don't know if the university does the NHA or they do the PTCB. They're both accepted. They're both recognized. As people have told me, the NHA is a little bit easier than the PTCB. And I can tell you why. The PTCB is a little bit more going into depth of certain areas. And that even includes the let's see here. The requirements for becoming I'm just curious. I highly doubt that they did, but I want to just double check here. Um, nope, they have not yet posted that. So on this page, I have to click here, is your home page for this. If you were to go here, credentials, this is where you'd find it on the home page if you did not have an account. It's going to tell you you can learn more of each one. So learn more on the certified pharmacy thing. Here it's going to provide you with all the information that you're going to need to know. Your school is recognized by the PTCB as well as the NHA. It provides you with practice tools, and I recommend using these practice tools as well as if there is a review class for this program, you utilize that to the extent you ask questions. And then there's a content outline. That's where I found the information. It's going to provide you with, they're going to go over 40%. It's going to be medications, federal requirements, which are laws and so forth, 12 and a half, patient safety and quality assurance, 26 and a quarter, order entry and processing, 21 and a quarter. Oh, they took it out unless they have it in here and under something. Really? Well, good for you guys because I don't, maybe it's in here and I just don't see it. Um, yeah, it's gonna probably fall into this area. There might be calculations as well. But yeah, there it is. Formulas, calculations, ratios, and so forth. So what we did with measurement systems as well as repackaging, you're gonna see some things there. There are gonna be some other ones that like in the pharmacy calculation course, if you've taken it already, it's going to provide you, how do you do um oh gosh, the drip rate of the IV and so forth. So by going through that and knowing what you need, and then there's a reference list that you can pull up, you're able to also test online, but you also have the ability to find a um Pearson location because it goes through Pearson View and sit at one of their testing centers. Um, so you can do it there as well. Um, this is really important here. So you're not like worried about what's going on. Your unofficial exam result should populate on the screen immediately after you do the post-exam survey. Okay. And then you can also ask them if they could print out a copy of that. Your official exam results will be posted to your account, though, within 3 weeks because they're just going to verify. If you do it at home, they're going to review everything to make sure that there was no hanky panky going on because you're going to be proctored. There's going to be somebody like me watching you very carefully while you're taking your exam. Can be no children, no other people in that room with you. You have to be in a room with the door closed, no distractions. The phone is nowhere near you, and you have to be at a desk. You can't be doing it on your lap. If it's a laptop, you're at a desk. They get really picky. Uh, and they have ways of checking in as well that you're going to make sure that you're using an approved form of identification and your name appears exactly the same on your identification and your PTCB account. So when I logged into my account, you saw that my middle name was showing there because my ID shows my middle name fully. So I have to have it there. All right. So that is pretty much the lecture for today was on the CLIA. I'm going to close that so I can send that to you because it will not let me send it to you when it's open. You have the paper to write if you haven't written it already. And then you have labs to do as well as your discussion tonight. Um, so you have some time to work on that. As soon as I remember how to do something here, I'll get this sent out to you. And like I said, next week we most likely will not have a class. I'd rather you focus on preparing for the final exam so you can do well on that. We will talk in the discussions. You'll probably see a post here or there from me in the announcements just to remind you of certain things as well. But I do want to wish you extreme luck, and I have good vibes on you guys, all of you. You have done awesome. Week. I do not know what classes are coming next for you. So, should be in here. No. All right, where is it? No, I know that's what that's called. Oh, it's point of care. And it's in my documents. There we go. So I would like you to take the time to either work on if you have labs to do, if you have the discussion to do, or if you have the paper to do. And if you have a question or a concern that you don't feel comfortable asking in the general chat, you can always privately message me as well. Where do I need to go? I am just double checking something really quick here. And this was the other question that I had that was never got answered, was if there was even this week and on next week was the questions that I had. So I got that one and that one. Okay. The three ladies that are in here right now all did the assignment, which is awesome. All right. Yeah, some of you are on point. Hold on a second. Just give me a second. Look for a chat. If you get one, just read it.
Y'all have a good night.
You too. All right, Anna, is there anything that I can help you with the labs?
No, sweetie, I was actually working on it right now. I was working
Okay.
on that in my discussion part, discussion thing. I just finally got done moving, and I still was moving this weekend. I just finally got done Tuesday, so now it's my main goal is getting this done.
Okay. I'm just gonna have you hang back in here and work on them. So if you do run into a problem or a question, you're able to ask it.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. All right, you can go on your 10-minute break and come back at 8 o'clock. All right, we should be coming back from break. Going to have you continue working on your labs for a little while longer. Just going to check to make sure that if anyone else comes in, that we are here and available to them so I can answer questions if need be.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Oh, just something that I want to state so that because we are like quickly approaching. Um, Make sure that when you do measurement system experiment as well as the repackaging experiment, you do the video at that time and submit it. You will need to submit it in the comment section. So I will like make a comment there right now so that you're able to just respond to that and provide me the link to the video. Because I can't go after the 10th week when I have to close a grade book. I'm not going to be able to go in and readjust. And I'm just a little concerned because we're hitting that. So just make sure. Thank you. All right, I'm gonna give back the rest of your night to you so you can work on these. Reach out to me via email if you need help, um, or Canvas messaging as well. That will work and we can set up a time if you need to meet. But other than that, just continue working on those and make sure you also get your discussion post up tonight. And you have a good evening.